Yo, what up, Fight World? It's your boy Ego, and I'm back with some more boxing. Let's get to it. I'm back. Apologize if you guys were in the last live stream. There was some type of YouTube. I thought it was on my side, but there was a YouTube-wide issue. I don't know if any of you guys tried to get back onto YouTube, but it was all fucked up. Like, if I tried on my computer, on the app, you know, I thought it, like I said, I thought it was something with me, but I'm glad actually it wasn't me. I told y'all YouTube be tripping. YouTube be doing like, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they got hacked. Somebody hacked into the mainframe. Eddie Hearn, somebody did something, but that's what happened with the last live stream. Make sure you smash the like button. But oh, we got a show. We got to talk about it. We got to talk about this Canelo versus whoever going to the Dazn and this news. This is going to be a fun episode. Everybody, I promise we're going to be spending a lot of quality time together because I'm hearing so many different things, misconceptions, different opinions. This, my friends, is what I live for. I love being pressured. I love when the appearance is my back's against the wall. We got haters. Man, I love that. This is what I live for. So stay tuned, buckle up. This will be a good show, and we're going to try to give as much facts and opinions as is available, and we're going to see who's talking about what, you know, because I'm hearing a lot of stuff like, you know, but I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it. Buckle up. Yeah, I don't know what happened with the YouTube hack or whatever breach. But fuck it. We here now. Let's get right into it. Boxing Ego style. Let's do a roll call. Where y'all at? Tell me where you at. Where you from? Hey, where you at? Where you from? Tell me where you at. Where you at? Where you from? Let's get it. They say YouTube got hacked, man. But we back, man. Hey. Hey, City State Zip. Rest in peace, Mac Miller. XX Tentacion. ES News said 11 fight deal with Dazn. Let's get it. We're going to talk about it. Hey, shout out to Brooklyn, NY, in the building one time. Frisco. DC, you already know what it is. 401. H-Town. H-Town, they always get down. LA, lay it down. Richmond, California, shout out to Hilltop, 513. Nasty Natty, H-Town, North Long Beach, California. Where y'all at one time, California, 614. What up to Detroit, Motor City. Rest in peace of Emmanuel Stewart, Kronk Gym, 313 shit. Mississippi shit. El Paso, Texas. They repping the 79924. Hey, Las Vegas on the beat, Myrtle Beach on the beat, that's South Carolina. Mile High, shout out to Denver. We ain't talking Mike Alvarado, but we Mile High. We part of the Mile High Club. Indio, St. Petersburg, East Oakland, where they stay smoking. We straight loking, we ain't joking. With the Charlotte. Shout out to the Warriors ring. Yeah, that ring is reversible. That shit look wet. DMV, DC, I see you. El Paso, Coachella. Let's get it. You know who it is, man. I'm repping the Bay Area. Yee. Shout out to the Noya. We some hot boys. That 504, Regis Progray. Okay. All right, people. Let's talk about it. We had to warm up the mic real quick. We feeling good, feeling great. Now, listen, there's a lot of people saying dumb shit. And, you know, this is why, for this simple reason, this is why motherfuckers can't surpass new media. Because they can't curb their emotions. You know, think rationally without getting real emotional. Listen, I don't know. I'll have you realize, I'll have you know that everything that I've said, every video that I've put out regarding my thoughts on Dazn, guess what? I still feel the same way. Even with Canelo signing, that's a good move. Canelo is the biggest star when Floyd Mayweather's not fighting. You know, cool. That's a good look for them. But a lot of people think that the game is now sewed up. See, the difference between me and them is I like to think and see things through. Dazn is still a new app. I'm not mad at Canelo if he and his people, Golden Boy, went over to Dazn and they got that bag. if DAZN had investors that are worth billions of dollars and say, yo, we want you to fight 5 fights, whatever it is. I don't know all the details. 5 fights, each fight we're going to give you whatever, 32 million no matter who you fight. Whatever number they threw at him, right? It has to be something because Canelo is a bona fide pay-per-view star. He's a guy who's been on pay-per-view with successful numbers. So they had to factor these things in. Golden Boy, as soon as HBO collapsed, HBO Boxing, not HBO, excuse me, HBO Boxing, and they bowed out of the game, right? Everybody wanted Canelo, particularly, but also even Golovkin and the other guys that were scragglers that now had no home. Canelo being the biggest star in boxing, you would have to imagine that DAZN threw him that bag because they would have to factor in, damn, this dude did 2.4 million versus Floyd. He set live gate records in Vegas for the Triple G first fight. He did solid numbers for the second. Not as good as the first, but the second Triple G fight did well. You know, Canelo Cotto. You're going to have to factor these things in. So, realistically, I don't doubt that Canelo got offered a shit ton of money because now on a non-pay-per-view scale, right? On a non-pay-per-view scale, you have to justify, you have to basically give Canelo what he's worth. So I'm not mad at the deal one bit. It's a business. Canelo, he went where the money was. DAZN is new and they hadn't signed anyone that was a huge name. So they didn't, all the people, just correct me when I'm wrong, all the people that they reached out to that had open, you know, free promotional deals turned them down. You know, like the Broners, the Errol Spences, the Charlo brothers, you know, Mikey Garcia still hasn't signed to my knowledge. Those types of people, right? So those are all people that would be great for spearheading, undefeated guys, good talkers, things like that. Facts. So they haven't really expended so much money. I even seen Jesse Vargas do an interview. It's on YouTube. I didn't even watch it, but the title says, Jesse Vargas, I should have asked for more money. Eddie Hearn drives a Rolls Royce. So I don't know what they gave him, but obviously that's what he worked out. Whoom. So they probably had money to throw at Canelo. The only thing with that, I'm not mad at Canelo. I'm not mad, but I guarantee you he's taking up a lot of their salary cap. Right? I don't know how much he's getting, but you have to imagine he's getting a pretty penny because he's used to, if you're going to limit him to the point where he's not on pay-per-view and he's not making that back end money, then he must be getting a good solid amount no matter what, you know, like win, lose, or draw type shit. So, you know, it's business. So he went where he felt he could make money guaranteed. Right? So I'm not mad at that. But a lot of people are acting like something, like nothing I said changes. Everything I said about DAZN, they still, now they have a guy who's been introduced to the American market. True. Still doesn't speak English, but that's cool. We all know who Canelo is. So that's a step in the right direction. But beyond that, you got to understand that it's not like, I'm seeing crazy comments like Showtime and ESPN are going to go out of business because Canelo's on DAZN now. In what world? In what world are you talking about? Canelo, after he gets past Rocky Fielding, and he's one of my favorite fighters active, like stylistically. I like Canelo, but he's surrounded by top level good fights at 160 and 168. Fact. I could think of quality names that are dangerous for his frame and his style of fight at 160 and 168. So yes, Canelo, people are going to follow him just because it's Canelo, but at some point, to make a subscription worth it, he's going to have to fight competition greater than Liam Smith, Amir Khan, you know, Rocky Fielding. Right? See, Raul Gutierrez, a lot of you guys are sadly mistaken. And if I'm wrong about this, I will make a video clarifying this. This is what I'm talking about. There's a lot of people running around with misinformation, you know, and to my knowledge, Canelo has, okay, first of all, I said this in the last live stream. Make sure y'all smash the like button. Eddie Hearn does not own Dazn. Eddie Hearn was the first boxing promoter who was utilized with his stable to start bringing in fights. They said, hey, we're going to give you this much money. You get 16 US dates, 16 UK dates. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Eddie Hearn, a lot of people keep thinking and like acting like Eddie Hearn owns Dazn. He's not the front man. You'll see pictures of Eddie Hearn with, I think it's 2 other dudes. I think one's from Ukraine, John Skipper and somebody else, right? That's the people with Dazn. That's the part. Eddie Hearn partnered with Dazn. I used this example earlier. It's like Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. He has a show on HBO. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is not an exec at HBO. He doesn't work. He works with HBO in association with HBO, but he doesn't own HBO. Right? So a lot of people are saying that, oh yeah, Eddie Hearn, now I got to support him. Now, you know, this and that. Eddie Hearn came up because he got Canelo. Dazn is a streaming app. Dazn was out before Eddie Hearn was even with them. Dazn has Canelo. To my understanding, Canelo, right? Him and Golden Boy went directly to the heads of Dazn with the money and said, how much would you pay us to have Canelo and his fights broadcast in the US with your streaming app? They obviously heard probably ESPN's offer. I don't know if they even responded to Showtime, you know, but that's another story. And they liked the amount of money. They took it. End of story. I haven't seen anything about Eddie Hearn is permanently co-promoting Canelo for the next several fights. I haven't heard that at all. But people keep running around, oh, the Wilder fans are going to be mad and stuff. What are you talking about? Why would Wilder fans be mad that a guy at 160 to 168 signed with Dazn? You know, people are saying ego got to explain it to the simpleton. That's what I'm saying, because it's all emotion. People are like, aha, you were proven wrong. Eddie proved you wrong. How did I get proven wrong? Canelo and Golden Boy went to Dazn. They got offered a shit ton of money, I'm assuming, and they took the deal. You know, what name what I got proven wrong about? All I said was Canelo. I said Dazn needs a big American name, especially since people are getting this confused. Eddie Hearn was the first boxing promoter under the Dazn brand. So everything was resting on the success of Dazn was resting on what fights he was going to bring to the table, because he was the only known promoter that was working with them at the time. So everything that I've said was regards to what Eddie Hearn and Matchroom were putting on the platform. I never said anything about if Canelo or Golovkin goes to Dazn. The only comments I've ever made were about Matchroom's matchmaking on Dazn, you know? And I'm saying like fights like Joshua Povetkin, you know, Thomas Delorme, Jesse Vargas. So once again, let's talk about it. I'll shut my mouth. Tell me what I got proven wrong about. Now it's time to pony up, separate the emotions from the reality. Tell me what I've been proven wrong about. You guys have the floor. Because listen, I see like people leaving dislikes. That don't move me. That don't care. I've done several videos. I did a video about Chocolatito. I don't think he's #1 pound for pound. It got a bunch of dislikes. I've been in the game too long. But guess what? Now who's saying Chocolatito is #1 pound for pound? So, you know, it doesn't matter. I don't care about, because I know how boxing fans are and I know how they operate. At the moment, you know, they're spur of the moment type people. You know, a lot of fans. Emotional based, emotionally driven. And if they don't like what you're saying right then and there, without thinking about it, they just get mad. Dislike. What do you mean Chocolatito's not #1 pound for pound? Yeah, I said it. I don't think he was #1 pound for pound. Now you don't hear anyone saying that he's #1 pound for pound, right? I said Ward's going to beat Andre. I said Andre Ward's going to beat Kovalev. Got a bunch of dislikes. Oh, what do you mean? Kovalev's going to destroy him. Okay, he didn't destroy him in 2 fights. He knocked him down once in 24 rounds or 23 rounds or whatever it was. So what are we talking about? That's what I need to know. Hey, my shooters be clever. Look, see how silent? You see how silent it gets when it comes to being factual? And people in the video, I did a video about Canelo, same subject matter. Oh, you got to eat some humble pie, ego. You got to admit you were wrong. Okay, what was I wrong about? I'm waiting. What was I wrong about? What did I say about Dazn that is now changed with Canelo signing? What have I ever said about Canelo signing to Dazn? I'll wait. You guys let me know. Should I take a nap? Set a timer? See, it's easier. I'm telling you. This is why they should have never gave me live stream. Because it's so much easier to just do these drive-by comments than to explain your side, especially with that hot seat around. Why people are like, oh, ego's on suicide watch. Look, you see my wrist. You don't see no cuts in the wrist. You know, only time I got cuts in the wrist is when I'm wearing watches. You know what I'm saying? You don't see no cuts in the wrist. Where's the suicide watch? What y'all talking about? I'm right here. As always. Right in front of you. I stand for what I believe in. So nothing has changed. It's the same story. And listen, I'm a boxing fan. If Canelo goes and shatters records with Dazn, great. But we got to see that. Like, nothing has changed. I just don't understand. Like, see, here now let's since nobody, I'm gonna give y'all one more opportunity and I gotta keep it pushing. You know, I got to keep it pushing. People are, oh, eat some humble pie. You've been proven wrong. Okay. What else? Does anyone want to tell me what I was proven wrong about? If not, I got to move on. Anybody? Okay, for sure. So this is the thing. This is the reality of it. I'm not mad at Canelo for going. They probably offered him a shit ton of money because they don't have any big major stars that are ready made for pay-per-view. They needed one. So they probably broke the bank. Canelo here. They knew HBO was going out of business. Canelo needed a home. So they probably offered him a lot of money. But this is my thing. And this is just a bit of forward thinking. I hope this is not the truth. But the thing with Canelo is, who are you going to fight on Dazn? Who are you going to fight on Dazn? Because me, I already told you, I'm not backing off the blocks. I don't have a problem with Rocky Fielding. He looks like a giant next to Canelo. Won't. Canelo's coming off of 2 tough fights. Great. But that's not going to cut it. You know, that I'm not going to justify paying $10, you know, oh, Canelo's on the app. Canelo, like, great. Canelo's a great fighter. One of my favorites to watch. But I'm not going to get month after month, get charged $10 a pop, you know, for Canelo Fielding, Canelo Liam, you know, Canelo versus fucking Shooter McGavin and Canelo versus Shooter Johnson. Like, it has to be, he's gonna have to fight compelling fights on Dazn. So what are you guys talking about? We don't know. Maybe they put together the Danny Jacobs and Canelo. But this is no different than what I said about Eddie Hearn when he was the only one in boxing on Dazn. Make Luis Ortiz versus Dillian White. I'll get Dazn. I'm not anti-Dazn. That's what I'm saying. People are treating this like some straight up gangbanging shit. Like, you know, like it's a turf war. If it's good for boxing, that's great. You know, if they have a great presentation, you know, great clarity, and they're putting on the best fights in boxing, then I'm good. You know, but I'm not trying to see Canelo versus Shooter McGavin. I don't want to see that. You know, Rocky Fielding's cool. you know, just to get a second one in this year. But 2019, you need to fight Jermall Charlo. You know, Boo Boo Andrade if he wins, or the winner of that fight. Danny Jacobs. You know, because at the end of the day, DAZN will lose money. All right, listen, Womb Raider, before my shooters execute you, do you want the hot seat? You see, he says you a hater piece. You see how he tried to dip real quick? Shooters, don't clap him. Do you want to be in the hot seat? I know you still in here, Womb Raider. Do you want to explain that in the hot seat? Explain why I'm a hater. Womb Raider. See, I be looking for the smoke. I'm out here looking for the smoke, and he's ducking. He's hiding the question. Womb Raider. Do you care before my shooters destroy you? Do you care to explain what you just said? We're going to put you back in the womb if you don't hurry up. Be in fetal position and everything. See? Drive-bys. See, people, the boxing fans aren't stupid. People see this. When you guys do this, and then I'm like, oh, shit. Oh, Womb Raider? Okay, come get the smoke. And then I'm calling you out, and you just dip. The fans see that. That doesn't make me look bad. How does that make me look bad when I'm looking to argue with you? I'm looking for the debate, and you're hiding. We know you're still in here. I'm looking for the smoke. Let's debate. Your opinion, what you just said, versus my opinion. See? Shooters, get rid of Womb Raider. Clap that boy. What happened to that boy? Brrr. See, that's what I'm saying. That type of little like childish game, that don't make me look bad. What would make me look bad is if you said something and proved it. If you said, oh, Ego, you just a hater. You been hating on DAZN. You stupid beige bastard. And then you proved what you were saying. That, my friends, that would be the thing that made me look bad. Because they'd be like, oh, shit. They got you on the ropes, Ego. Not this, oh, you're just a hater. Peace out, man. And then just drive off. We're not playing that. Shout out to Antonio. See, this what happened. Every time y'all hate, the money come in, you know? Ego, you think Luis Ortiz should go back to Golden Boy to have access to matchroom boxers through DAZN? Ortiz has way more leverage to get a good deal. It's not that simple, because if he's like, you know, Matchroom would have to want him, you know? And I don't think Matchroom wants to put him in there with Dillian White or Joshua, their top cash cows. So why would they sign him? You know, because you notice when Luis, or this is just factually speaking, Luis Ortiz, King Kong, was Anthony Joshua's mandatory. That's when Matchroom signed him and put him on Anthony Joshua undercards and made it look like they were willing to fight him. And then as soon as he got dropped a little bit after, you know, a couple fights after, they got rid of him. So it's like almost like a protection. Like, I'm going to navigate him, keep Joshua from fighting you because he's a mandatory. And then as soon as you're no longer a threat, you know, you fail a drug test, then, you know, we get rid of you short time before or after that. So, you know, Matchroom would have to want to sign him, and I don't believe they want to sign him because the two heavyweights that they have that are, you know, the most relevant, Dillian White and AJ, I don't think they want to match with Luis Ortiz. Matchroom has an opportunity right here and now to make Luis Ortiz Dillian White, and Eddie Hearns keeps telling you that his priority is Derek Chisora versus Dillian White rematch. You know, I still feel the same way. DAZN is not, I don't feel like those are the types of compelling enough rematches or matches that's going to keep DAZN people buying for $10 a month. Even with Canelo. See, this is what I'm saying. Motherfuckers is retarded. Canelo it's just because he has star power, him going to DAZN is a good look. But you can game the system. You can say Canelo at best, at this point of his career, he fights 2 times a month. I mean, excuse me, 2 times a year. Name any time in the last 5 years where he fought more than 2 times a year. Let me know what year it is and list the 3 fights or more fights. Right? Yo, Ego, show some love to your fans in Juarez, Chihuahua. Shout out to Mexico. Shout out to all my fans in Juarez, Boxingego. I love all y'all. So, once again, name the time where Canelo, what year, somebody look it up. Tell me a year Canelo fought 3 or more times, where he fought more than 2 times. So, that being said, there's 12 months in a year. Canelo is a huge star. Yep. But Dazn as a streaming app, there's no like you buy it for, you have to buy it for an annual subscription. You can game the system. You could be like, oh shit, Canelo's fighting Charlo, get it for the month of that, and then cancel this shit. So so you have 10 months without Dazn, and when Canelo's about to fight, you know, when Canelo's about to fight, then you pay $20 over the course of 2 years. So the streaming shit is still a bit shaky. You know, people aren't stupid, you know? Like sometimes I've had stuff that lingers and then it's just, I'm paying for a subscription. I'm like, oh shit, let me cancel this. You know, so the Canelo is one person. Golden Boy doesn't have that big of a stable. I'm sorry, they don't. So even if Golden Boy takes every single one of their fighters, what is the best matches that they're going to make for Dazn? Let me know. Ryan Garcia versus Tank Davis. Oh, yeah, that's right. Al Haymon fighter. Ryan Garcia versus who? Gamboa? So you guys, a lot of y'all are short-term memories. And you know, you're not thinking of the big picture. Dazn is still in the same. They still have to, year round, they're gonna have to put the best fights on. ESPN is putting on solid fight. ESPN this year has had Vasily Lomachenko versus Jorge Linares. They're gonna have Lomachenko versus Pedraza. They had Terrence Crawford versus Jeff Horn. They had Terrence Crawford versus what's the name? Jose Benavidez, which just set records, right? They have Jesse Hart versus Gilberto Ramirez, rematch. The first fight was a good fight. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, this is what they're competing. I don't even have to get into Showtime. I don't have to get into Showtime. Showtime got a ton of fights that we've had this year. So, again, if anything, this benefits Canelo because he's getting paid his worth, and Dazn is desperate to land a mega star, so they probably, you know, broke bread and like, fuck it, take what you want, Canelo, you know. But at the same time, you still have, Dazn is gonna have to put quality fights on throughout the year. Otherwise, people will be like, okay, Usyk versus Bellew, I'll get it for that month and then cancel it. You know, if there was no great fights from let's say June, July, August, September, and then Joshua's fighting in October, and then Canelo's fighting in November, okay, then you get it for the 2 months. But that still doesn't justify paying for it for the whole year. So it's, again, my thoughts haven't changed. It's going to be with the roster they have and the signings they have. It's going to be depending on the matches that they can come up with. Period. You know, Thomas Delorme versus Jesse Vargas, you know, it depends on the type of fight fan. But I watched the Conor McGregor fight, and I'm a boxing fan over anything. But I wanted to see how Conor looked, and obviously UFC 229 was a bigger fight. If Dazn was 99 cents a month, I might just buy it. Oh, wow. Canelo got to be getting at least 30 mil a fight. See, and that's the thing. That's great for him because he can just, you know, they were desperate to get him so he can fight the Rocky Fieldings of the world, and they're giving him 25 million, 20 million, 30 million, or whatever they came up with. I don't know the numbers, so don't quote me on any of the numbers. But I mean, knowing what Canelo's accomplished, they had to give him a good amount of money. Otherwise, he had options. You know, there's a Chris Rock joke. Okay. You know, Chris Rock said a man is only as faithful as his options. Right? He's meaning, like, if you're a ladies' man, you know, you're a clean-cut dude. Bitches love the way you look. You're in shape. You're built. You have your priorities in check. You know, you got a nice car, smell good. You know, you got a little beard like me. You know what I'm saying? You got a little alpha male beard. You know, right? Then a guy's gonna be as faithful as the options. If he has, you know, flocks of women, droves of women that like him, then maybe he's not gonna be. That, you know, that was the whole joke. The whole premise of the joke is not saying everyone would cheat if they had options, but, you know, there's more temptations, basically. Same thing with Canelo. Canelo, he knows his star power. He knows he's the A side over anyone not named Mayweather. You know, he knows he's a big star. So he probably did get his worth by signing with Dazn, because they have money and they haven't really had any major stars as big as him signed to it. So, you know, he probably got that bag. But see, you know, I'm not really, me personally, I don't sit around and gloat about another man's money. Like, that don't really impress me as a boxing fan. That's cool. I want to see fighters get paid their worth for, you know, risking their life, lacing them up and shit like that. But I still want to see good fights as a fight fan. Canelo, they could have gave Canelo $100 million per fight. That's crazy money. But it's about the matchup for me, because Canelo ain't giving me none of the money. So what does that got to do with me? You know, you can give him $50 million a fight. It doesn't. That stuff doesn't matter. Pacquiao got 20 to 25 million to fight Bradley Part 3. You know, he got something crazy like that. But I didn't want to see the third Bradley fight. But that's what they came up with. Put it on pay-per-view and everything. So, you know, to me, I just want to see how they're, whatever they're paying Canelo, I want to see how they justify it. You know, they're going to have crazy sales. And once again, to my honest knowledge, this deal was orchestrated between Golden Boy and Dazn directly. You know, why would Golden Boy use an extra promoter when they don't have to? Golden Boy has the product. Golden Boy has the A-side fighter, Canelo. Right? They have that. So why would they go through Eddie Hearn when they are already a promotional outfit? A lot of you guys are so, like, emotional that it bleeds on ignorance. People are giving Eddie Hearn credit for this. You could say Eddie Hearn was the first person over there on Dazn for boxing. That's cool. But long term, unless I have this all wrong, and if I do, I will do an updated video. But he's not in charge of Canelo's career. If Canelo fights Golovkin an additional time, third time, that don't have nothing to do with Eddie Hearn. The reason this fight has something to do with Eddie Hearn is because Rocky Fielding is with Eddie Hearn and with Matchroom. You know, a lot of people are like, oh yeah, Eddie Hearn's the GOAT. Golden Boy got the deal for Canelo. No middleman. Like, this is like Golden Boy did what Frank Lucas did. Anybody Denzel fans that seen American Gangster, this is what Denzel did. He seen all these other Nicky Barnes. They had suppliers. They had to go through the plug to get the drugs, and then they distributed it. Denzel came up with the plan. You know, Frank Lucas came up with the plan, going straight to the poppy fields and going straight to Vietnam, where they manufacture it, get it for the low, and then put it in the, allegedly in the corpses of dead soldiers that were being flown back, and then somehow in the autopsy, you know, getting the bricks out. You know? Hey, give up the connect, Mitch. Hey, fuck the soy sauce. Kermit. So, like, you know, I don't understand when people's fascination where, like, they don't understand that. Like, Golden Boy got a deal for their star fighter with Dazn. Dazn is just Dazn is the conduit. Dazn is the streaming app. Eddie Hearn is not Dazn. That's why Eddie Hearn still has his own company, which is Matchroom Boxing. Yeah. Okay, we got Winston Baker. He said he back. He liked it. He liked Frank Lucas apparently. Yeah. Now I got a product. It's called Blue Magic. It's like Pepsi. I guarantee it my dollar. Yeah, okay. So you mean to tell me Golden Boy didn't get this deal with Dazn, huh? Yeah, okay. You think you could do this to me? Yeah, I starred in quality movies. I was Alonzo in Training Day. I played John Q. I played Man on Fire. I wish you had more time. Yeah, I was the Equalizer twice. Yeah, okay. Yeah, Jake. If that was a dealer on the street, you'd be dead. That's $25,000 alpaca. You'll wipe that, you blot that. Hey, he was tripping with that. Like, bro, if you ever yell and spit on me like that, you know, I don't care if you Frank Lucas. I'm gonna have to get you. He's like, that's $25,000 alpaca. You'll wipe that shit. You blot that shit. Like, bro, like the fucking carpet's direct. Are you a carpet cleaner professionally? You tripping. So yeah, anyway, man, that's the whole thing. Is emotional ass fans. Oh, you gotta eat a bit of humble pie, I guess, huh? Ego, you're eating some crow. What am I eating crow on? I still feel the same. All right, listen, Mike one punch, you gonna get punched one time. Hey, Mike one punch, I wish you had kids before I could stomp on their testicles. You lucky my shooter got you, because I was about to get you. I wish Mike one punch, I wish he had kids before I could stomp on their testicles, because that's the pain I wake up with. Hey, Mike Tyson is literally in his prime crazy. He says he wishes the reporters had kids so he can stomp on their testicles, because that's the pain he wakes up. Like, motherfucker, what, you hungover? Now, what type of pain you waking up with where you want somebody, children's nads getting destroyed? Yeah, man. You see, listen, can we just agree this Ego's army? He said ego full of shit. Those comments, unless they're going to describe it, we got to overlook them. I don't care if you call me, like, say I'm full of shit. That's cool. But say, ego, you full of shit, comma, here's why. You know? They never do that. They just say, they throw out the bait and just hope it sticks. You know, get some shit and throw it on the wall. Ah, ego. Ugh. That's, you know, if it's all this and that, then why don't you just explain? All you have to do is explain. That's what they don't want to do. So that's my thoughts on Canelo. Props to him. He obviously got some good money that he couldn't pass up. He said ego is the shit. No, he didn't. He said ego full of shit. Why would he say fool if he says ego is the shit? It says, ego, you full of shit. I looked again. Now, if you misquote and try to protect someone again, then you gonna get clipped in the head. You know? Because then you trying to justify some bullshit. That is not what he said. So, Jordan Baker, that's to you. You could be the next person on that Summer Jam screen. We not playing. I read the comment. I know how to read. I'm not Mayweather, whoever the fuck you think can't read. I can read. He said, ego, you full of shit. I was playing, bitch. But yeah, but I wasn't playing, bitch. You was playing, but I wasn't. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Canelo. You know, congrats to him. We'll get more details about his deal, maybe. I don't know. Shout out to Suleiman IT Askar. What's up? That's my thoughts on it. You know, it could be big, but here's the other thing. It's going to be dependent on who Canelo fights. If he goes over on Dazn and he's just getting these big paychecks, that's great for him, for his bank account, for, you know, his children and shit. That's cool. But that doesn't benefit boxing. So we have to wait and see beyond Rocky. First of all, we have to see what happens in the Rocky Fielding fight, you know. But beyond that, we got to see what happens next. Who is he trying to fight next? Because it still has to be a, like, see, this is where boxing is at, you know, especially for like streaming apps and stuff like that. You're probably going to have to, you have to make the value worth it for the people to want this deducted out of their account every single month, or to pay for it a year in advance. I don't think anybody, in my opinion, here's a question. You know, I'm not even going to answer the question. Hey, block Jordan Baker. Block Jordan Baker. I'll show you roid rage. Jordan Baker, your ass getting baked. Shooters, get on him. His name is Jordan Baker. He about to be baked. I told you, bro. You should have just left it alone and just been regular. Talk to them. Don't talk to me, man. Like, you putting all this stupid stuff. Anyway, like I said, I'm not so much concerned. Like I said, I want the fighters to get paid good amounts of money and stuff, because it's not the 30s where, you know, you got to fight 27 rounds until you die and shit, and do this for $5 or some shit. I don't want that. But I'm not really concerned with Canelo getting 50 million a check. That's cool, but who are you fighting? Like, it's still a competitive sport. You know, Dazn, they're still gonna have to put together the good fights with Golden Boy on their platform. They're gonna have to hold Golden Boy or Eddie Hearn or whatever to a standard, because to me, about all these subscription apps, it's about making the value apparent. Like, for example, look, this is like on the reg for me. I could show y'all a whole lot more. I get Amazon Prime packages all the way. You know what I'm saying? I pay for I pay for my Amazon Prime annually, right? The reason I do it is because I know I'm going to get my $99 worth between Amazon Prime, just the 2-day shipping, little deals they have, Amazon Video, Amazon Photo. I know I'm going to get, me personally, I'm going to get my money's worth. You know, all the money I save on shipping and stuff like that. And, you know, just Amazon lockers and just all that shit. So it's worth it. Now, let me ask a question, a real question. This is a real question. Because, see, this is how I know what we doing is right over here in New Media. I ask questions. It's not just about only my opinion. I'm asking y'all to be 100% real. You know what I mean? And the other people who are pushing agendas, they will never ask questions like that because they don't want to hear the other side. They just want to propagate and, like, you know, have this propaganda about what they feel or what they want. Anyway, who's willing to pay for DAZN a year in advance? 120 right now. So from what month is it? October 16th, 2018 to October 16th, 2019. Who has that much faith in DAZN where they're going to be like, you know what? They putting on the best fights. 120. $10 a month times 12 months. Yes or no? Not me, kid. Nah, nope, never. Fuck that shit. See? So, once again, all the motherfuckers talking about, oh, ego, you ate some humble pie. No, I don't. DAZN still has to prove these things. It has to prove the value. I don't watch Bellator, really. You know what I'm saying? Unless it's like some weird, you know, Kimbo Slice when he was alive, or Kim Shamrock. I don't watch it. I don't watch UFC. I watch the big fights. You know what I'm saying? I don't watch like I didn't see Jeremy Stevens on Fox in every single one. So once again, I can tell you, because Amazon is established, Amazon Prime, I pay the $100 or whatever it is. I think it started off as $99 a month. I think they raised it. You know, I paid it all prepaid. Like, I don't pay for it monthly. But I would never do that with DAZN because it's not established enough with a proven track record of me knowing that there's going to be good fights for every single month to the point where I can not get it when I need it. Does that make any sense to you? You can buy DAZN for Tony Bellew fight and cancel it. For Canelo's fight, or like, let's say it's in back-to-back months. So, okay, Tony Bellew, and let's say Tony Bellew Usyk is in November, I think. And then Canelo's fight in December. Okay, so November, December, and I'm canceling it in January. Damn, you pay $120 a month for Prime or $120 a year? I was about to say, they ripping you off, man, if you paying that a month. I pay that a year. I'm going to create another email account in a 30-day grace period for the Canelo fight. That's what I'm saying. So, to me, everything I said, I still feel holds true. We got to see. We got to see the matches they put. We got to see what they put up. But here's the thing. They can hate on me on other people's video. Listen, half the time when I see it and I go to block them, it says unblock user, meaning the guys have already been blocked. So most of the people talking about that you see is people that have already been blocked or clapped up on my shooters. We not worried about that. Because there's the opportunity right now. If you disagree, step up. I want to hear it. To me, there's some good fights. Like the fights that the best fight on DAZN right now, Tony Bellew versus Usyk. You know, it could have been Boo Boo Andrade versus Saunders, but the fight got canceled. Now it's Boo Boo versus Coming to America. Why Ego microphone look like a raccoon dick up in his mouth? Why are you getting blocked? Oh my, see, I just say it, and you know, that was suspect to even put. That was suspect. What raccoon dicks you be looking at? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't even know what a raccoon dick look like. And they look just like a raccoon dick. Like, you just be in the back of sewers and trash cans. Like, what do y'all do with y'all life when boxing is not on? That's what I need to know. Motherfucker like, yeah, they look identical to a raccoon dick. That's a raccoon. It's a raccoon dick if I ever seen me a raccoon dick. Yeah, these coons about here. Like, what? You Daniel Boone, motherfucker? Davy Crockett? The fuck? It's super sus, bro. I would, as a grown ass man, I would never even admit that. Like, if I just seen a raccoon's dick, I don't even know. Raccoons are nocturnal, so you must be in some weird shit. By trash cans with flashlights. I see you. I see. You know, to even have seen a raccoon dick. Raccoons are nocturnal animals, so that means you just out lurking. You using your excuse. I'm walking my dog. Yeah, you walking your dog at 2 a.m. to see some raccoon dick. What the fuck? Yeah, I can't wait for this raccoon. This raccoon dick. Haha, Adam Sandler voice. Nah, that wasn't all the way Adam Sandler. Adam Sandler is more like, hey, penguin, they'll treat you real respectable, like nudie magazine day. No, that, you know, he gets into it like, ooh, shampoo is better. No condition. No gibberish, baby. Want to touch the hiney. That, you know, that's Ego, do you work for Uncle Al? Block Gary. We not playing. I work for your maker. You about to get clapped. Your last name is accurate. Done. Cause you done, son. That's what I work for. I work for none of your business. You done, Gary. You done, son. Get Gary Dunn out. You talking about, do I work for Al Haymon? I never even met Al Haymon. See how they always be saying stupid shit? It's all emotional. I've never even seen Al Haymon. Bob Arum talking about Al Haymon ain't even a real human or some shit. How do I know that Al Haymon is even real? Hey, Bob Arum tripping. He said that Al Haymon is like a figment of our imagination or something. You ever see The Last Dragon, where Bruce Leroy got pissed at the Chinese dudes and he was like, I want to see the master. And then the master was a fortune cookie machine. Hey, Al Haymon. What if Al Haymon? What if Al? What if Al? What if Al Haymon? What if Al Haymon was that fortune cookie machine for The Last Dragon? Like, take me to see Al. I want to see the Haymon. And you went back there. There's that machine printing on the fortune cookies. Hey, oh my gosh, I shed a tear. I'm like Pac. I shed so many tears. Oh shit, my cheeks hurt. Al Haymon is a fortune cookie machine. Fuck. Just watch the movie The Last Dragon. Time got hella mad. I want to talk to the master. Sukiyaki saki su. You suck it to me. I suck it to ya. Oh my god. Al Haymon is a genius. That motherfucker a fortune cookie machine. they using actually Al Haymon is like on some real Kaiser Soze shit. I've literally never seen him. All the PBC fights I've covered, I've never seen Al Haymon. Like, I never seen him like, oh shit, he is in the balcony. I was at Crawford Benavidez a couple days ago, and I seen Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett worth billions. You know what I'm saying? He probably wipe his ass with money. Like, won't be needing these hundreds. That's how Warren Buffett wipe his ass. He just get a stack. Yeah, won't be needing these anymore. Y'all wipe y'all ass back to front or front to back? I'm just fucking with y'all. If anyone says back to front, you fucking nasty, yo. What the fuck? You wipe your ass back to front? This that new shit. This that 2018 ass wipe. Oh, let's get back to it, people. Yeah, we'll see you. Peace out, sauce. He said front to back. He's like, yeah, I'm front to back on mine. I don't know about that back. Yeah, if you wipe your ass back to front, you a serial killer. That's what that means. If anybody wipes their ass, you know, from back to front, you're a serial killer. You probably was in the new Halloween movie and shit. Anyway, that's my thoughts on Canelo. We have to see. We have to see who he fights. I mean, I want to see him. I keep reading these front to back comments. Let me get back to boxing. Y'all tripping. Y'all tripping with these comments. We got to see who he fights ultimately. What are you, Drake? Motherfucker talking about back to back. What are you talking about? How you wipe your ass back to back? Canelo a straight bitch. Hey, you tripping, dog. We having fun today. This is a funny ass stream. Yo, smash the like button. Where we at? Where we at with the likes? Oh shit, this is funny. That Al Haymon shit got my face hurting. But yeah, it's really dependent. Like, Canelo's a big star, yes. Hey, let's get the likes up to past 100. We close, but we got to get him past 100. It's really dependent on who he fights. You know, let's do a major surge to get the likes past 100. All the jokes and comments is great, but, you know, we got to always let the love outshine the hate, the haters and shit. But, yeah, I mean, Canelo getting big bankrolls, that's great for him in his personal life. But I care about the fights he's going to be in. You know, Charlo, that's an awesome fight that motherfuckers making excuses for. You know, if Charlo fights Golovkin, that's a great fight. You know, got ordered by the WBC. But me personally, I'm not trying to see the, you know, Shooter McGavin, Liam Smith, and Rocky Fielding for this whole DAZN. You know, like that's like a retirement plan or something. You know what I mean? Like where a guy just done everything he can do and he just take a couple easy fights to get some paychecks. Canelo's still young. He ain't even 30 yet. I know he said he wanted to retire young, but you know him getting kicked all this money. I can't say what he would do because he has a good resume. But I hope it's not a situation where he's getting 50 million no matter who he fights. Because then if you look at it from a business perspective, I'm not talking about the fans or what's great for boxing. From a business perspective, then why the fuck, you know, why would you fight Charlo? You know, if you're going to get 50 million versus Rocky Fielding 1 and 2, you know, or by fighting John Baloney, then who's going to honestly do that? You know, it reminds me of Cotto's last couple of fights. Cotto wasn't trying to fight nobody real. Cotto has an illustrious career. I take nothing away from him. He didn't want to fight Golovkin. He didn't want to fight Jermell Charlo. Didn't want to fight Erislandy Lara. Those have all been great fights. Jared Hurd, I don't know how relevant he was at that time because he kind of come into promise after that point. But Cotto he wanted to fight Kamagai because he was making whatever money he made, and it was like, you know, he knew he was donezo. And he fought Saddam Ali. Two motherfuckers who aren't of 154 pounds. Do you get what I'm saying? Kamagai started at 135, I think. No matter how tall he is, that's where he started. You know, this is a guy that fought Robert Guerrero a couple of years back. And then fighting, what's the name? Saddam Ali, who got stopped by, even though he upset Cotto, he got stopped by Jesse Vargas, who just had a draw with Broner and Thomas Delorme. And that was at 47, and Saddam Ali moved up again and fought Cotto. So he wasn't trying to fight Jermell Charlo, and it's apparent because he didn't. Charlo offered to fight him, and he didn't. He didn't want to fight Erislandy Lara or nothing like that. So I hope, for the fans' sake, that Canelo doesn't just do what Cotto did, kind of, you know, take Daniel Gill and, you know, just fights where he's going to make a couple million, make some cool money, and it don't mean nothing. Now, David Ozuna is the quintessential man fam. He said, y'all in Canelo's head now. I never said nothing about being. I said, I hope this isn't the case. I didn't say nothing about being in Canelo's head. Shout out to Jon Snow. He said, it's 2 a.m. right here in Dallas, and we up with you. Shout out to Texas. Always hold me down. Can't wait to come back. If the Charlos fight in Texas, I'll probably be out there. Because that shit probably going to be turned. That should be turned in H-Town or some shit. I never been to H-Town. I was in Dallas for the Spence fight. So, you know, I'm not going to speculate much more than that. He got to get past Rocky Fielding. But this DAZN shit, it really it's a good name, obviously. Canelo's the biggest star in boxing. So it's a good name for DAZN to have. I do think they had to break the bank probably to get him. So, you know, are they going to get their money back in terms of the quality fights that would build DAZN, or is it just going to be Canelo cashing out and making hella money and we're not getting the fights that we want, you know? Because if that's the case, that's cool for Canelo and his immediate circle, but it's not good for boxing and it's not good for DAZN app. So if he's getting all this money and then that, you know, they're putting him in the compelling fights fans want to see, then I'm all for it. You know, Jermall Charlo, Danny Jacobs, Sergey Derevyanchenko, winner. Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade, Walter K, winner. Yeah, these are all title fights. And then maybe a Triple G fight somewhere after that. Or if he stays up at 168, can you get a Gilberto Zuro Ramirez on Cinco de Mayo weekend? You know, that would be big if he's going to stay at 68. Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith, for those that don't know, knocked out the guy that Canelo is fighting. And Caleb Smith is a big boy. Pause. Caleb Smith is a big boy. Everyone's shocked and marveled about how Caleb Smith, how big he looks next to Canelo. Caleb Smith is just about that big, and and to prove it, okay, I'll prove it. I'll beat any man in this womb. Sorry, that's from a movie I like. I'm gonna pull it up right now. Rocky Fielding. And see, Rocky Fielding lost to Caleb Smith. See, I know my boxing. God damn. Make sure y'all smash the like button. See what I'm talking about? This what I hope doesn't happen. Okay, cool with Canelo fighting Rocky Fielding, but if he stays at 168, you know, Uzcategui, Caleb Smith, David Benavidez, if he's off suspension, I think he only got suspended 6 months. You know, the good fights. Cause look, I don't really see Canelo staying at 168. He don't look big enough to me. Look at Canelo versus Rocky Fielding. Look at the height difference. Look at the height difference, y'all. Look how small Canelo looks. No, I'm just fucking with you. That's a Photoshop. But that shit is funny. Somebody Photoshopped it had him looking even bigger. That shit was funny. He's not that fucking big. Somebody said, "Are you fucking serious?" No. Please don't repeat that. I'll show you the real picture. Or actually, you can repeat it. I don't give a shit about that. But that's not the real picture. Somebody said, "Are you fucking serious?" I don't know why that's funny. I like to fuck around with y'all a little bit. It's still noticeable, though. This is real. No, I'm not playing. This is a real picture. So it's still pretty big. You know what I'm saying? That's Rocky Fielding and Canelo. This is an actual picture. That first one was a joke. This is the actual picture. Look, he look hella big next to it. You know, here's a video too. See, this is a video, so you know it's real. See? This is real. So Canelo looked tiny. Now, just to prove my point, excuse me, just to prove my point of what I was saying, everybody, this is why I don't see Canelo staying there. Everyone's talking about, oh man, look how big, what's the name is. Well, guess what? Caleb Smith looks to be the better fighter, and he's even bigger than Rocky Fielding. This is Rocky Fielding and Caleb Smith. Caleb Smith is the one. Oh, wow. Look. Right when I'm doing it, we got a $50 super chat. Wow. Y'all doing it big. Hold on. Look. See? Hold on. See? Right when I'm showing it, the $50 come in. I'll get to that in a second. So if people were amazed with how tall Rocky Fielding looked like, this is a real picture of when Caleb Smith, who has the real version of the belt and just knocked out George Grove, and he's even bigger than Rocky Fielding. So can you imagine Canelo versus Fielding height difference? I mean, Canelo versus Caleb Smith height difference? If Rocky Fielding looked like a giant next to him, and then Rocky Fielding looks considerably shorter than Caleb Smith. Do you get what I'm saying? I don't know why it's not focusing. See? Caleb Smith is fucking big. So, Canelo is definitely not 5'9". I've been next to him. He's not 5'9". Mayweather's not 5'9" or whatever he's listed at either. Shout out. We just got a $50 donation. I'm going to read his message to y'all. Shout out to you for the super chat. I don't know why it's not focusing. I'm going to read it for y'all. $50 donation. Excuse me. $50 donation via PayPal, so y'all can't see it on your end. Owansi, shout out to you. Owansi White says, they hate guys like us because we are proof that white supremacy isn't true. If you wonder why the rise in Latino hate, check on Stefan Malianau. He makes it a point to tell them they are white. He is a major alt-right figure. All right, I have to check that out. So he's saying, he said they hate guys like us. They hate guys like us because we are proof white supremacy isn't true. You know, I mean, they're always going to hate people, the racist people. They're always going to hate people who stand alone and stand up for what they believe in and gain too much power. They want to relegate you to some bullshit, you know, like sagging, gang banging, you know, chain swinging, like buffoons and shit. But we smart out here, you know. We turn, like, I mean, for me, I'm a natural born hustler. You can put me in any environment, you know. You put me at a boardroom with execs. I've worked jobs my whole life, you know. I could do that. I could do PowerPoint presentations. It's whatever you're trying to do. We can be loose. Right now, I could be loose. I don't have to dress up in a suit and tie because I'm my own boss. I do whatever the fuck I want. I'm on some Mayweather Jr. shit. Mayweather Jr. You know, so we do what we want. That's why they mad. They don't like to see that. They hate high IQ blacks. Of course. Why would you want to see somebody like, you know, everything from YouTube, we did this from the mud. We didn't have no proper handout, silver spoon. You know, I'm not Barry and Eddie Hearn or something like where my dad was a hard worker. You know, I'm not saying Barry Hearn didn't work hard or whoever, but I'm just saying my dad didn't have a YouTube channel and just give me the game and pass it. I had to learn my own trade. I had to learn, you know, my own thing. Shout out to Antonio Mendoza for participating. They don't like Muslims too, bro. Yeah, I know, because ever since, my beard's not that as long now, but my beard got long and people thought I was Muslim and they're like, yeah, you should shave your beard. It's a bad look. Like, damn, y'all racist as fuck. I'm not even Muslim. You know, we need to increase the peace. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about everything. I don't care who mad. You know, you're just going to have to be mad in your own zone. I want to put minks around my microphone. Yeah, man, we had to get minked out, you know. But, yeah, as far as Canelo, we got to see. We got to see who he fights. Because if he gets a lot of money, that's cool. But I don't care about the money because he's made a lot of money in his career. I'm not affected by that. I am affected by a competition in a competitive sport and a sport that I buy into and support, you know, and the matches that are made. So that's my thoughts on it. We'll have to wait and see. We have to wait and see. And, you know, the other thing that it creates, it's just like almost like another baby Cold War. Because now is Triple G going to take a Dazn? Because, you know, Dazn's going to try to get as long as they have money, they're going to try to get Triple G and other people, right? So are they gonna pay? Is Triple G gonna chase Canelo on this Dazn shit? If Canelo's doing a multi-fight deal, you know, and is he gonna fight Charlo? So, you know, to me, that's just my fears and worries mixed with just insight. I don't know what it's gonna be, but I hope it's what's right for boxing. You know, I don't want to see. It's just like when Adonis Stevenson and Kovalev, they should have been fought. Now I don't even give a shit. Kovalev already been stopped twice, lost 3 times. I don't even care about that fight now. It, like, literally, there's other people who are more interesting, like Dimitri Bivol, you know, Vodstik and Stevenson. Like, that's a better fight now, because Kovalev looks, you know, mentally doesn't look the same. So, you know, let him avenge the Leader Alvarez fight or something. So that's my thoughts on it. You know, I just hope whatever it is right for boxing type thing. You know, there's a lot of Canelo fans or whoever, and no matter what, they just gonna support the fighter. Like, they don't care. They it's like Canelo when Canelo was fighting Amir Khan, I didn't prefer the fight, and I talked about that. You know, I did a 7 reasons why that fight shouldn't happen. People got mad at me. Then when I picked Canelo to beat Triple G, they say I love Canelo and I hate Triple G. So, you know, fuck the critics. We say what we want. Everybody else can adjust. Because you can't please everyone, so why even try? Ward ended Kovalev's career? Definitely. He just didn't look like he bounced back well from it. Yeah, I mean, that mental is a huge portion of it. Like, I hope Jose Benavidez, he really embraces the loss and just, you know, instead of being like, oh, my leg and, you know, my neck and my back and all that, you got to just, damn, he beat me. He posted something good, so that's a step in the right direction. He said, oh, you were the better man that night. Congrats. You know, so that was classy from Jose Benavidez. You guys did good numbers. You know, it's not the end of the world. So, but I'm a big fan of sportsmanship. I mean, and I keep it a buck, man. Like, when Broner, when he did that to Paulie, he's like, ah, man, I came to Brooklyn. I took his belt and his girl. I was like, why did I checked my post-fight video? I was like, why did he even do that? You know, that was like unnecessary. That was petty. You know, so I'm definitely a fan of sportsmanship. You know, see, a lot of these people aren't fans. They're fans of like racism and double standards. When Broner leaves the ring without doing an interview versus Maidana, they're like throwing shit at him and angry. Triple G does it versus Canelo. Oh, it's because Triple G was just really upset. Okay, so Broner was undefeated. He wasn't really upset losing to Maidana. You see how these double standards work? Broner loses his undefeated record to Maidana, you know, and he just scoots and leaves without doing an interview. They're mad at Broner. See, this is what I hate about Broner. He's not classy. But then they have all the excuses in the world why Triple G, why he left. That just made sense to you. You know, I hate that. Just like, let a black fighter lose and make injury excuses and see how well it's received. But Kovalev, Pacquiao, Jose Benavidez, Jeff Horn, you know, whoever else, they can make all these, oh, I had the flu in camp, I wasn't, you know, my wife started her period, you know, just all these, whatever, it's just whatever excuse. And then all of a sudden, everyone's supposed to just sit there in silence and be like, oh, well, he has a point. The double standards are so painstakingly obvious. It's beyond laughable. Let a black fighter lose. A black fight. Listen, I don't care who's mad. A black fighter can't even win and talk about why they didn't look as good as people expected them to look. They can't win and make an excuse. So imagine them losing. These are the cold hard facts. Like Andre Ward, he beat Kovalev on the judges' scorecard. It's not like, oh, he beat him and then they gave it to Kovalev and he said he won. He actually won on the judges' scorecard. 3 judges all had it for Ward. And he said you know, I couldn't run in this training camp. They, no, it's bullshit. Cover the kick. He kicked your ass. Right? But Jose Benavidez, his leg locked up in the 7th round or whatever. So we just supposed to be like, oh, okay. That's why you lost. No, it doesn't work like that. Got hit with the punch that you didn't see. Regardless of your leg, that punch is what hit you. It's not like you, like, I've seen guys with leg injuries. Like, even Sergio Martinez versus Cotto. That motherfucker couldn't even stand up. Jermaine Taylor versus Sam Solomon. He could not stand on. David Haye versus Tony Bellew. Those are, like, leg injuries that are, like, super painstakingly obvious. Because the guy has no equilibrium and literally can't stand and put no pressure on his leg. Jose Benavidez was walking back to the ropes and doing everything. I'm not saying his leg was, or his knee or whatever wasn't sore, but he was still mobile. Sergio Martinez looked like dog shit trying to stand up. Sam Solomon, I don't even know how I think Jermaine Taylor didn't knock him out because he felt sorry for him. Go watch that fight. David Haye was looking crazy in there versus Tony Bellew. Bellew looked kind of sorry for David Haye. You know, he looked at him like, damn, like, you could tell these guys are injured. Benavidez, there was no, go watch Tony Bellew, David Haye, and then tell me Benavidez. I was there. I was like ringside. Benavidez' leg didn't look like that, where it's just like ankle dangling and shit. Like there's no like cartilage or some shit. These other fighters David Haye was fighting off just heart and doing the stanky leg and shit. And in the first fight, he got knocked out. He didn't even get knocked out. Like, he got knocked out, but he wasn't like, Benavidez looked more hurt than Haye. The David Haye had to get stopped just because he's like, he couldn't defend himself good enough. But yeah, man, new media. You see how the conversation calmed down? You see how the whole conversation calmed down? All these people are like, this shows you, man. You got to eat some humble pie. Canelo's going to Dazn. Now ain't nobody's, you know, because they have no. Damn, was the stanky leg that out of pocket? My bad. You know. So, I still feel the same way about Dazn. You know, I just gotta. It's basically based on their calendar. Like, people really treat this shit like a turf war. Like it's some real gang, like Bloods and Crips or some shit. Listen, I don't care what Dazn does. Like, if it's right for boxing, great. Let's have it. You know, but at the end of the day, I'm gonna be right here behind this mic at the fights, calling it how I see. End of story. If Dazn goes on to take over the world, great. You know, it is what it is. And boxing fans are so fickle. They forget, like, this whole year, new media, like, I called this whole year. I told y'all, I've been telling you for over 2 years about HBO, right? And then now that Canelo signs to Dazn, motherfuckers want to act brand new, as if I have no credibility or like I was proven wrong in some regard. What did I get proven wrong about? I'm just curious. So as far as I'm concerned, I still feel the same way about Dazn. You can have all the Eminem said it in the Kill Zone or Kill Shot diss to MGK. He said it's like Rambo when he's out of bullets. So what good is a machine gun when it's out of ammo? What good is a machine gun when it's out of ammo? So using that metaphor, it doesn't matter how much of a star one person is in this current streaming climate of boxing where people have illegal streams, if they don't have the properly built fight and the proper dance partner. End of story. Joshua is a huge star. His fight with Povetkin was less than desired from the public. Therefore, I didn't really hear much of a build-up. You know, the fight itself was cool. It was solid. But it wasn't like earth-shattering. You know, Canelo and Triple G too. See, this is what I'm saying. People don't think about the whole thing. They're just treating it like it's some gang banging, like you kill one of ours, we kill one of yours. But that's not how this shit works. All of what I'm saying is going to be proven right or wrong over time. But anyway, Canelo, you guys understand it. You're like, oh, Canelo, aha. He signed at Dazn. Okay, that's great. He's a star. Nobody takes that away from him. But his last fight did less in a controversial rematch with Triple G. This is facts. You had a controversial first fight with Golovkin. The second fight did a lesser live gate, and it did less views, right? And that was on HBO because it wasn't promoted properly. People were angry about the drug test. Now he's fighting against Rocky Fielding, which is a fight we understand why he might take something like that just to stay busy. But it's not a fight that's super compelling where everyone was requesting the fight. So people are like, oh, Dazn, they got it. They did it because they're thinking about the star power of Canelo. But Canelo himself still needs proper dance partners. Does anyone believe Canelo versus Rocky Fielding will be more viewed than Canelo versus Triple G 2? Is it going to get a higher buy rate? Rocky Fielding is like a whack Andy Lee. Wow. So, you know, people acting like, oh, like Canelo and Charlo was announced. It's still not the best. Canelo versus Zurdo Ramirez, that would be huge. You know, we're not talking about a fight like this. So, from a business perspective, let's say Dazn, you guys name a price. How many millions is Canelo going to get for his next fight? How many millions do you think he's going to get? Somebody throw out a number. How many millions is he going to get for the Rocky Fielding fight? Yo, can you guys hear? 20 million? Okay, let me double that. Let's hypothetically say Dazn is giving him 40 million. Hypothetically, I just doubled it. I took the first amount, and just to be, you know, to give him something fair, let's say he's getting 40 million. Now, how do you justify paying him 20 to 40 million for a fight like Rocky Fielding? You're going to go through your money quick. Simple business. Unless you get a lot of like people to buy at $10 a pop. You know, I mean, I don't know. I don't know if there's other things. Like, I'm sure you can get like ad space or something. I don't know. Endorsers. But if you're making 20, if they're giving them 20 to 40 million, something that, you know, obviously is probably big enough to have lured him over, how are they going to get a return on their investment? So if anything, it's good for Canelo because he gets to rob the bank. You know, you know, kind of like Mayweather. Mayweather knew Conor McGregor probably couldn't beat him, and he gets to make $100 to $300 million knowing that this guy has the mouthpiece but probably can't beat him. You get what I'm saying? Like, because he's not a boxer. Mayweather gets to rob the bank. He knew that the racist fans are gonna tune in to see him lose and support Conor, and you know, just regular non-racist people are gonna support Conor or support him and tune in. Won't. But that was a pay-per-view, so that did 4.4 million pay-per-view buys at $100 a pop. So you know, and a live gate, so you know it made a lot of money. So to me, I don't know the metrics. You know, it's not even my business. Like, I don't work for Dazn. So I'm just saying, I'm trying to see how it's going to work out where Canelo can get 20 to 40 million a pay no matter who he's fighting, and then fight the likes of a Rocky Fielding, who's not, people aren't really checking for in America. In America, fight him, and this is a positive thing for the company of Dazn. Like, yes, it's good to have someone spearheading your company like Canelo. You can put him in all the promos and say it, but you're gonna gobble up your money if you're not if the event is not coinciding with how much you're expending. That's not even Rocky Fielding's purse for putting his belt up. We don't even know what he's getting, you know? So I don't know. I have to see it. Okay. See, I like when people try to like get business smart. All right, let's match wits. John Jay, you up for it? I like when people they want to like get business savvy. John Jay, are you up for it? I just want to have a conversation with you, going off of what you just said. Hey, Block Tomas Morgan. Hey, John Jay. I want to have a conversation with you. Hey, Hamza, don't put him in timeout. Block Tomas Morgan. Shout out to Prince Savage, $2 super chat. Ego Nation, shout out. Shout out to you. All right, he said, what's up, bro? Okay, I just want to have a dialogue with you. It's not even a hot seat. You said it's about building a brand, longevity over the short-term gain. They got to establish themselves in the U.S. first. Okay, so I get that. Who would you like to see? Who do you think that's a reasonable person? Let's say Canelo beats Rocky Fielding. Who is he going to fight next? Who's he going to fight next? That's what I want to know to you. Or that's what I want to ask you. Because this is a pretty mild fight. You know what I'm saying? This is not Canelo's best name or anything. That's cool. Not every fight's going to be like that. We're giving Canelo a pass to fight Rocky Fielding. He's still moving up in weight. The guy looks like a giant. Fine. He hasn't fought in New York probably in a while, if ever. Fine. He's going to fight him. So who is he going to fight after that? Where you at, John? John, I wasn't trying to put you in a hot seat, but you got to respond. You got to do something, baby. Who can he fight after that you would like to see him fight? That's realistic. I don't know. I'm just trying to see it from Dazn's perspective. No. I'm trying to see it from your perspective. Name somebody he could fight. That's real. Name a fight you want to see from Canelo. You're backing off the block. Like, I don't know. So you, as a boxing fan, you have no opinion of who good fights for Canelo? He did already. I didn't see it. Who would you like to see Canelo fight if he gets past Rocky Fielding? John, where you at? See, these dudes always, you see how they come up with the business perspective and they have this eloquent speech, and then when they're asked questions, is the follow-up takes forever, or they just disappear. Who would you like to see Canelo fight if he gets past Rocky Fielding? That's reasonable. Oh my gosh. Is he here? Yeah, DeGale's probably fighting Chris Eubank Jr. Where's John at? You see, this is what I'm talking about. You see how John all I'm saying is, bro, okay, now I'm putting you in the hot seat. You stalling. Bro, I was just trying to have a dialogue with you. You waited all that time and you won't answer the question. Bro, you in the hot seat. I'm not dealing. You see, you just wasting time now. I was just trying to have a regular conversation, but now you stalled me out, so now you in the hot seat. We'll just do it like that. Once again, final time. John J., you spoke up. I was trying to have a conversation with you. Who would you like to see Canelo fight that you think is a good fight after Rocky Fielding, if Canelo gets past Rocky Fielding, which he's the favorite? That's all. It's a simple question. You see how you don't want to answer? See, these dudes think they're going to incriminate themselves. They know about the new media, so they don't want to say nothing. Oh, all I'm saying is no. All we want to hear you say is who Canelo could fight on Dazn after Rocky Fielding. Just name a good fight. All right, he got 10 seconds, bro. Like, they looking shaky. See, this is what I'm saying. I wasn't even trying to do boy like this. He won't say nothing. 6 seconds. You got to do something, John. John shouldn't. All he has to do is say a fight. You can't name one Canelo fight you want to see. See, and I'm the bully. 3 seconds, John. You got to do something, John. All I'm asking is for you to say a Canelo fight that you want to see. This has to be the easiest question. That's what I'm saying. John's scared. Look, he got, okay, you done. He said, I don't know, my nigga. I don't follow Canelo like that. Get him out of here. I'm not even reading the rest. Get him, banish him. You see, he said he don't follow. Okay, Canelo's the biggest guy in boxing, and you don't follow him like that. Get him out of here. Bye-bye, John J. You see, these dudes, I told you, I can spot the rats each and every time I can spot a mole, because they put these little subtle comments and then, you know, trying to, like, oppose what's being said. And then when you press them and, like, really ask them to elaborate, then there's no answer. You see? Oh, my God. New media. We just working, people. Now, I'm going to ask the fans. Who would you see? They don't want to incriminate themselves. That's why they just, I want to speak to my lawyer. I want to talk to my goddamn lawyer. That's why they do that. I'm not dumb. Now, I'm going to ask the fans that are remaining in the stream. Who would you like to see? Let's say Canelo beats Rocky Fielding. Who would you like to see him fight next? Just put the last name only of the fighter you would like to see Canelo was born ready Alvarez fight after Rocky Fielding, should he get past Rocky Fielding clearly. The last name of the fighter you guys would want to see him fight. He called an attitude. Hey, Hamza. Charlo or Andre? Good choices. Canelo versus Daniel Jacobs. Excellent choice. I'd like to see him fight Demetrius Andre. Excellent. Jacobs. Charlo. Hell no. James DeGale. Charlo. Gilberto Ramirez. Charlo. Jacobs. Charlo. Jacobs. Charlo. Jacobs. Charlo. 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 Triple G3. Charlo. Charlo. David Benavidez. Charlo, Jacobs, Jacobs, Charlo. Charlo, Jacobs, Charlo, Charlo, Charlo. Charlo, Jacobs, Lotta, Charlo, Jacobs, Andre, Charlo. Real brother, do you really want to see him fight James DeGale? Like, I'm asking who you guys want to see him fight. Do you really want to see him fight DeGale, or are you just being funny? Charlo, Derevyanchenko, Spence, Andre, Jaime Munguia, Mayweather. Okay. Charlo, John Jones. Y'all stupid. So it said John Jones. Okay. Well, the common denominators are all difficult fights. You know, Mayweather already beat him, and we don't even know if Floyd's coming back. And if he is, he already talked about coming back to Pacquiao. You know, Charlo is a difficult fight for anyone in the division. Caleb Smith is definitely difficult. He looks like a beast, and he's taller and more powerful than Rocky Fielding, and he knocked out Rocky Fielding. Who else you'll say? Daniel Jacobs, if he wins and becomes a champion. Otherwise, I don't see why Canelo would fight him, you know, coming off a loss to Derevyanchenko if he were to lose. Caleb Plant. That's what I'm saying. These are all difficult fights. I have not seen one fight on there that you guys voted for that isn't difficult. So, to me, the thing with Canelo is this. He's going to have to fight a tough fight. Triple G3 is a tough fight. I don't even care about that fight next. But Triple G already gave you 2 tough fights. So you can't even say, like, it's an easy work fight. Even if you're leaning towards Canelo, he hasn't just dog-walked Triple G and been untouched, you know? So realistically, all of these are tough fights. So the only way around that is to either fight them, or the way around it would be, if you don't want to fight Charlo, Jacobs, Triple G 2, Mayweather 2, you know, 2 guys who arguably beat you, Zurdo Ramirez, Caleb Smith. If you don't take one of those, the only thing you could do is, like, get paid a whole bunch of money and pick around them. Someone said Terrence Crawford had a catch weight. I'm out. I'm done. Y'all tripping. You know, so we have to see what he decides to do. But if it's pick around all those great names that you guys listed and make a whole bunch of money, then, you know, I'm really cool. I don't need Dazn for that. So he's going to have to fight a dangerous fight. Now, here's the thing. Shout out to Renzel Jetson. Renzel Jetson. I like that last name. He in the future. Shout out to $2 super chat. I'm sure he will go after Gilberto Ramirez. Hey, that's a good fight. I'm not mad if he stays up there. Ramirez is big, and he's like difficult. You know, he's like long arms and shit. That's a dangerous fight. But okay, so here's the thing. A lot of those guys, not all of them, but a lot of them aren't with the Dazn. So Canelo's going to be in a dangerous fight, and then the winner, if he were to lose, isn't going to be on Dazn necessarily, unless it's Demetrius Andrade or maybe Daniel Jacobs will go to Dazn. I don't know what he's going to do. Do you get what I'm saying? So people are acting like Canelo is going to be the ultimate face of Dazn, which is cool, but he has really two choices. He could kind of pick around and not fight the fights we want to see him fight, and then he could stay in no, he's not undefeated, but he could stay winning easily, you know, by not fighting the fights, or he's gonna take tough fights, and then, you know, on any given day, Zurdo Ramirez, Caleb Smith, Charlo, Jacobs, guys like that, Mayweather, they might be able to beat him. Tell me why when YouTube was down, I was still able to watch Boxingego videos. Ha ha ha. Shit don't stop. Love the stream, King. Nigga, we in here. Shout out to you, man. Yeah, that was annoying when YouTube went down. So, you know, to me, it's not like people are just making it like it's smooth sailing, like the zone's just on and popping. Same goes with Joshua. There's only a couple people that people want to see Joshua fight. You know, people are like, again, I think of the big picture. I think of a fucking big picture. You guys think like, oh, Canelo just announced today that he's with Dazn. Ha ha. You know, I'm thinking about the grand scheme of things. So this is why new media will keep prevailing. And I'm just suggesting different scenarios that I'm playing out in my head. Same thing, I think, with Anthony Joshua. Yes, he's a big star for DAZN. But guess what? People want to see him fight who? Who do people want to see Anthony Joshua fight? Name the fighter you guys want to see him fight. The fights that you're dying to see him fight in April. Anthony Joshua, who do you guys want to see him fight? You guys have the floor. People only want to see AJ versus Wilder. Wilder. Exactly. So, obviously, the Wilder fight wouldn't happen if he loses to Tyson Fury. So, let's say he gets past Tyson Fury. Let's say he does it impressively, knocks him out. Then DAZN's big star is going to be pressured to face Deontay Wilder. And if Deontay Wilder gets past Luis Ortiz, which he did, gets past Tyson Fury, they're going to want to see Joshua face him. And if Joshua says, no, we couldn't negotiate with him, we fighting Dillian White, then again, that'll be DAZN missing the mark again. That'll be the second Joshua fight where Joshua fought someone outside of who we wanted to see him fight. So, it's not just about big stars. It's about big fights. One big star in boxing is not the end of the world. You know, it's about making the biggest events when you can make them, when the people are requesting them, you know, when it makes sense. So, in my opinion, people are like, oh, yeah, in a couple months, DAZN has boxing's biggest star. Yeah, but they're also kind of cornered with dangerous fights that people want to see, you know, in the near future. So that can all change like that if they lose. Do you get what I'm saying? So people don't think like that. Let's say Joshua beat Wilder. Yeah, okay, that hurts the showtime in the heavyweight department, but they can focus on Errol Spence. Keith Thurman might be back by then. Gervonta Tank David. You know, they got deep stables. DAZN has a stable with two really big stars, the biggest stars in boxing, who are also in a position where people want to see them in compelling fights because they are the biggest stars in boxing. And one loss could change that. You know what I'm saying? Like, if Canelo fights Charlo, that's not a given fight, in my opinion. That's not. I don't care. Listen, I'm living my best life. I ain't going back and forth with you, nigga. I'm living my best. I'm not going back and forth with y'all. I don't care what the fuck y'all talking about. I've been around Canelo. I've been around the Charlos. Charlo is considerably bigger than Canelo. I've watched Canelo fight live. I've watched Charlo fight live. It's a good fight. No matter who you're picking, it's a good fight. I don't care about, oh, Charlo doesn't deserve it. Oh, Charlo this and Charlo that. Nope. It's a good fight. And if he fights Triple G, then he'll be the mandatory. If he fights Triple G and loses, then guess what? A third Triple G fight will be the mandatory. So once again, the two biggest stars on DAZN, unless they aren't fighting the people we want to see them fight, they're in dangerous fights. So the only other way around that is if Joshua doesn't fight Luis Ortiz, doesn't fight Tyson Fury if he could beat Wilder, doesn't fight Wilder, and then he fights a guy he already beat, like Dillian White, if Eddie Hearn does that. Or fights Gerald Miller, who hasn't fought for a title. You know? So to me, that doesn't really, because I'm seeing people say, oh, ESPN and Showtime, they're done. They're going out of business like HBO now. What are you talking about? They got deep fucking stables. Like, these dudes is crazy. Top Rank got a stable of fighters that have already been invested into. Top Rank, if Vodstick beats Adonis Stevenson, he'll be a champion and he's popping. And he's friends with Lomachenko and Usyk, so, you know, he already has, like, probably their fans and shit. They're all from the Ukraine. If If he beats Adonis Stevenson and stops him or something, then he's the man. You know, he's a champion. He's with Top Rank. Top Rank has Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, right? Top Rank has Jesse Hart. They're about to rematch, so the winner of that will be a champion. Top Rank has Shakur Stevenson, who looked awesome a couple days ago. I just watched it live. They have Terrence Crawford, who just set numbers with ESPN. The only other greater ESPN boxing fight ever was Pacquiao Horn. And that was a guy fighting for the first time off a pay-per-view. Crawford fought one pay-per-view and then put up the second highest numbers out of Lomachenko, Linares, and all that. Top Rank has Lomachenko. You know, we know who Al Haymon got. Al Haymon got tons of fights he can make. Errol Spence versus Sean Porter. Gary Russell versus Leo Santa Cruz. You know, the list can go on and on. Keith Thurman versus Broner. I mean, you can mix it up and make weird shit. Broner versus AB. Broner versus Danny Garcia. You know, so that's the thing about having a team versus having superstars. I mean, do you guys watch basketball? Any of y'all? This is the same thing. LeBron James, right? He's a superstar. But I would rather have a team or a roster than to have two superstars. Because the two superstars can only do so much to catapult. You know, for 12 months, Joshua fights 2 times a year. Canelo fights 2 times a year. So that's 4 months out of 12. So now you got to justify 4 months out of 12 why someone needs to keep the Dazn streaming app open. You know, that's why the Warriors, to me, they beat the Cavs because LeBron can only do so much, you know, and if JR or something ain't playing his role, you know, his role players are not playing their role or whatever, then, you know, it's going to not look good. Warriors, they can have, Steph Curry can have an off game, and then Clay going to step it up. So that's the thing with Dazn. It's just really going to be depending on the matchups. And their biggest stars, people already want to see them in, like before they were with Dazn or whatever, before Dazn came about, wanted to see certain fights. So, yeah, right now, Anthony Joshua is a huge star. But if he fights Wilder Fury winner and loses, then his star power goes down. So Canelo, same thing. He's a big star, yes, but people aren't going to just keep settling for Rocky Fielding type of opponents and Shooter McGavin. They're going to want to see him fight top names at 160 or 168. So Dazon's going to have to be able to provide that. Can't be like the UK matchmaking, like where, like, you know, Matchroom will have, like, you know, like even Jesse Vargas versus Thomas Delorme. There is better fights out there than that. So we'll see. That I still feel the same way. I just got to see what they put together, because that's what's going to determine everything. That's going to determine the success of Dazn is what they put together. You know, if it's fights like Andrade and Saunders and they actually go through, that's great. Billy Joe Saunders and Tony Bellew. I mean, not Billy Joe Saunders. Usyk and Tony Bellew, that's great. These are good fights. But if it's AJ versus Dillian White 2, and Dillian White just went through Derek Chisora, I just don't see that as being a huge mega fight that people like, I got to get Dazn for this. They got a card in Monte Carlo or something. I ain't heard one person do a video about it. It's like Dennis Lebedev and somebody. So you still need the marquee fight cards. So the people keep like, oh, Dazn got the biggest stars. Yeah, but you got to have marquee fights. And Dazn doesn't have. Are they going to put their marquee stars, their biggest stars, in there in marquee fights? That would make Dazn pop. If they do, I'll cop. You know, if the great fights are great fights. I don't care if it's on a network, an app. I don't care if it's on a lottery scratcher, a ticket. You know, I don't care. If it's good, it's good, but it has to be good, straight up. You know, people acting like Canelo Fielding is just the fight you've been requesting. Like, yeah, man. Before this year's up, I gotta see Canelo versus Fielding, man. Canelo Fielding is actually a thing because of Canelo. Because he's popular. And people are going to use the curiosity factor because the guy looks like a giant. You know? Fine, cool. But beyond that, who is he going to fight? Who's he going to fight in May on Dazn? If it's a Mir Khan level fights and stuff like that, it's still Dazn. They're going to need work. Same thing with Joshua. Joshua's in a spot where people don't want to see. Oh my gosh. Dark Mario says, come on. Come on what? Come on what? What are you talking about? You said come on what? You come on. What? Come on what? See? Straight up drive-bys. He said, what was Rocky Fielding's best opponent or Dominic Wade? See, they ain't going to answer no shit like that because they know what was being said is real. They hate the truth. All right, you're in the hot seat. He says you don't have to fight back-to-back killers. I told you guys, I have no problem with him fighting Rocky Fielding. We're talking about who can he fight next. So he don't have to fight a killer ever again? We're not talking about Rocky Fielding. That's cool. Fight Rocky Fielding. Close your year with Rocky Fielding. We talking about if it's that level competition in May. So what you talking about? Mario? Your last name 187. We gonna show you a 187. Murder, death, kill in this hot seat. So it's your turn. I already told you, I don't care if Canelo fights Rocky Fielding. I'm just doing a little forward thinking. So who's he going to fight after Rocky Fielding? Because, again, if it's not Charlo caliber, Demetrius Andrade, should he win? Jacob, should he win? Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez. Hey, block Dark Mario. He thinks it's a game. He said LOLK. Just block him. We ain't got time for the foolishness. I thought he had a real argument. Dark Mario 187, he can go. Ego is media. He doesn't want less fights to cover. Of course not. And I want to cover good fights. If I'm, you know, I'm a boxing fan. Y'all want to make it easy for guys like Triple G and Canelo to be legends. Because even like, okay, even Canelo Triple G 3, how is that going to happen if the WBC told Triple G to fight Charlo? All right, Alfonso Ruiz. Look at the people, the names, the faces, and the profile pics of the people doing the most hating. All right, you're up. Alfonso Ruiz. He said, quit hating on Canelo and respect his... So what didn't I respect? What didn't I respect? How am I hating on Canelo? You have one response. Good luck. Alfonso Ruiz. What did I hate on? What do you disagree with? Shooters, be ready. I told you it's going to be the episode like that. They just want to say this stuff. They have no intention of ever proving what they're talking about. What do you disagree with? How did I hate on Canelo? It's the same tune every single day. Alfonso Ruiz. How did I hate on Canelo Alvarez? What do you disagree with? 15 seconds. You don't give him his credit. Okay, be specific. What didn't I give him credit on that he deserves credit on? Since you're lying in front of everybody. This y'all just make it look better on me because y'all don't come with no real arguments, but whatever. So, okay, name something Canelo Alvarez deserves credit for that I have failed to give him credit for. Be specific. Something Ego said. You're the next contestant on The Grave is Right. I'm done. Alfonso, you said it's going to be easy. This ain't Berto. You said it's going to be easy. So name something Canelo deserves credit for that I failed to. His resume, period. Okay, now you're just lying. So I've never given credit to Canelo for his resume. That's what you're now claiming. Shout out to Arturo. He said tribalism on display like a motherfucker. LOL. Exactly. Their arguments are so superficial. We know. You see, this is more. Look, Alfonso Ruiz. Look at the names, the faces, and the profile pics of the people doing the most hating in the comment section. Now he's claiming that I don't give Canelo credit for his resume, which is a farce, which is false. I picked Canelo to beat Triple G both times. Even did a 7 reasons about it. After he beat Golovkin, I said that Canelo had a better resume, and I said he won. See, but when you don't say one thing that this is why the people, it's too late for them. But the coons on YouTube, this is why you shouldn't coon, because the moment you say something that they don't want to hear, the racists, the tribalists, you know, the people on the national pride shit or whatever, the moment you don't say what they want to hear, then they accuse you of being racist or biased and whatever. See, just yesterday, you guys can check it. I did a video based on the comments. It was actually this morning. Mauricio Suleiman's comments about Canelo. Mauricio Suleiman said Canelo proved he was the better fighter over Triple G. Go read the comments in the video. They say you sucking Canelo's dick and all types of shit. Then hours later, Canelo goes to Dazn. Now you got this motherfucker, Alfonso Ruiz, who is now saying that I have never given credit to Canelo for his resume. Let's vote. If he proved he was a lying bum, put y'all L's up. Put y'all L's up. This dude's trying to say I never gave Canelo credit. Again, emotions get you nowhere in this game anymore. We all about that new media. You got to show and prove. You know, these dudes is in an uproar because they know they're full of shit. Ego keeping it too real. They don't like the truth, obviously. You know, just earlier this morning, they said I was on Canelo's dick because I think he beat Triple G, and I was reporting what the WBC said about him. Now he's saying, get Alfonso Ruiz out of here. Get the bum out of here. We done with the bums. More excuses. This dude says their websites have an article, Canelo wants to fight Mayweather. Why you want to fight him when he's 41 years old, years after? Why didn't you fight him immediately after he beat you? Why didn't you rematch him instead of fighting Angulo? You know what I'm saying? Stop it. Why you wait till he say he's coming out of retirement to fight Pacquiao to announce that you want to fight him? Stop it. Why do people want to see Errol Spence and Mayweather, welterweights, fight 160-pound Canelo? Stop it. We know what time it is. They don't want to see Canelo go up to 168 and fight Caleb Smith, Gilberto Zurdo Ramirez, and he's going to 168. He fought Chavez at 164.5. They want him to fight the weakest link champion, Rocky Fielding. Let's just keep it a buck. They want him to fight the guy who got knocked out by the guy. Caleb Smith knocked out Rocky Fielding in 1 round. They want that, but they don't want to see him in a division he chose to go up to as the A side. He chose to go to 168, but they want Mayweather at age 41 after he dog walked Canelo. They want Mayweather to rematch Canelo. Come on, stop it. Stop it. We know what that's about. Steady want Errol Spence's and Floyd to come up 2 weight classes, but they don't want Canelo to drop back down to 154. Tell Canelo to make 152 again. The motherfucker would look like olive oil from Popeye. See, they don't want that because they don't want the fighter they want to win at any disadvantage. They don't want him to have any compromise. They want him to be fully rehydrated. They want him to be younger. They want him to be strong and learning. They want the other guy to be older. Like, come on, bro. Stop it. You know, they didn't even, they're happy that Mayweather hasn't been active because they know an active Mayweather is probably even the most dangerous because he's just been active. Floyd fought one MMA fighter in the last 3 years, and now they're saying they want to see Canelo versus Mayweather. And Mayweather doesn't owe Canelo anything. Mayweather beat the brakes off of Canelo. You know, I thought Mayweather worked at Jiffy Lube, to be honest, the way he beat the brakes off of that boy. So stop it. We know what time it is. They don't want their fighter that they're petitioning for at any type of advantage. They don't want Edeslandi Lara to get a rematch. No. They don't want a guy who's like a big 54-pounder like Swift Jared Hurd to get a crack. They don't want Jamal Charlo to move up to 168. They want Mayweather of all people, a guy who's already beat him. You know, Canelo's 28, 29, whatever age he is, and they want him to fight a 40-year-old moving up 2 weight classes. But a guy who's the exact same age as Canelo, Jamal Charlo, they say he needs to do more. What does that tell you, people? I'm out. Listen, I'm out. Y'all got to get it together. Y'all got to get it together because new media is here. You boys is looking bad. Holla. Shout out to Canelo on the new deal. He robbing the bank. You know, he getting that bag. We'll see what he decides to do beyond Rocky Fielding. And we'll see what Triple G decides to do with the WBC ordering a great fight with Jamal Charlo. Ta-ta.